name is Dr. Jared Black. I'm Dean of Students here. And before we get started, let's start off with a word of prayer. Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for each and every student in this room and their families and bringing them here safely. Lord, we have a big day today because we know that we're going to get some important business done so that we can be here in the fall and be able to start the journey of becoming prepared to go out into the culture and transform it for your will, Lord. I pray that you just oversee this day, help it be productive, help us to achieve the things we need to achieve in order to be prepared this fall. We pray it in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, welcome again, everyone. Very excited to have you all here today. This is Firestorm Foundations. Some of it is sort of like a summer orientation, and so it is an opportunity for you and your family to come to campus and be able to get some things done that need to get done for the fall so that you're prepared and ready to go. Today, during this session, it's going to be, we've kind of earmarked about 90 minutes for us to go through some important business. Things that you as students and parents would benefit from knowing moving forward. We're going to talk about how to register for classes. Many of you have already registered for classes, I'm hoping. But what that process looks like, as well as other academic services that we have on campus. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about outside of the classroom things. You know, student affairs, student development, things that my team oversees, and how we can assist your students and as you get here in the fall to be as successful as possible. And then we'll talk about some really important things like financial aid, business office materials, things to help you know what to expect in paying bills, how much your bill is going to be, all things like that. These are important things to know so that you don't get here in the fall and say, whoa, what's going on? We want to make sure you know everything that you can. And then we'll also talk a little bit about athletics. We do have a few sports teams on our campus, so I think some of you might be impacted by that. So we'll talk a little bit about that and then wrap up with some information on campus safety and how to get prepared this fall for that, parking, etc. So before we get into it, I'm going to invite Jamie Unkefer up to introduce herself and talk to you a little bit about, all of you came in and got a packet. And you might be wondering, what is in that packet? Janie, she's on our enrollment team. She'll be able to go through that. And then once Janie is finished, we'll invite Tracy up to talk about registration and academics. So Janie, take it away.
Thanks, Janie.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. So good to see everybody here today. It's always awesome and a good day for me when I get to finally meet you in person. I know Prayer and I and Melody have been communicating with you all a lot, so it's so exciting to have you here on campus. We've been praying about you guys, and we're just thankful that you're here, and we're excited to get started fall 2018. So the first page I want to make you aware of, I think I told you all about it, but it's the student checklist for today. So you guys can all check off check-in. You did that. Great. A lot of you have the registrar box already checked because you have your schedule. If you have your schedule, it's in your folder. We printed it for you. If not, then you need to meet with registrar and get that. So then we have the financial aid and business office. All those people will introduce themselves during the session today, and you'll want to make sure you meet with them over in the res hall when we walk over there when the session ends. So yeah, we just hope that you get these boxes checked before you leave so that you're ready and prepared to start school in the fall. And then this little sheet I want to make you aware of, it's our social medias that you can follow. It's a great way to get connected on campus, especially our Instagrams at ACU Student Life, and all of our athletic teams have their own Instagrams as well, so you'll want to follow those so that you know what's going on. They show events that are coming up, and to show a lot of what's going on around campus to help you get involved in what's happening here at ACU, which we hope that you guys all feel known and connected here because that's our goal. So one more thing for me, please raise your hand if you have set up your ACU student email account. Wow, a lot of you, that's awesome. So that's another way that you need to get connected here at ACU is to have that email email set up. It's your name dot your last name at arizonachristian.edu. If you don't have it set up, come see me today. We'll get you figured out when we use the computer lab in the res hall, because your professors will be emailing you, your coaches, people that you'll meet here today will be emailing you there, and you'll be getting communications all 4 years here at ACU. So definitely check that every day. That's part of your responsibility as a student. With that being said, come see me if you have any questions throughout the day. I also love to chit chat and get to know you more. So yeah, I'm excited for today. Thanks.
All right, good morning. I am the assistant registrar for ACU. My office is in the Welcome Center, which is the building next to the cactus over there, which says Welcome Center on it. But for today, I will be up in the student, in the dorms on the 3rd floor. Find the pizza, you're close to where I'll be. Okay, I do want to start off with a personal antidote. If any of you are on Facebook, you know how Facebook brings up memories from 1 year ago today. And my picture from 1 year ago today was Firestorm Foundations. Not as a staff member, but as a parent sitting in your seat. So I know how you feel. I know what the other thoughts. I know you're very proud of your student, and at the same time looking at them going, what happened to the little baby that used to toddle down the hallway? So if you have any questions, parents, don't hesitate to speak up. We get it. We understand what you're feeling. Okay, what does the registrar's office do? We are the keeper of your students' records, all the way from once you're admitted. We have all of your records, what classes you've taken, and upon graduation, we're the ones that does your graduation audit. Say, yes, you're done, confer your degree, and give you the cap and gown. So all that comes through the registrar's office. Now, you may notice that you have not gone through us, may not have gone through us to actually register for your classes. Because you can register yourself through the My ACU portal. You can also, your academic advisors can register you for classes. Brenda Spear, our Director of Academic Service, may have worked with a lot of you to register you for classes. You would come to the registrar's office for special things, like if you need an independent study, a research and conference. If you need, your advisor might send you to us to waive a prerequisite, or anything in the special categories, then you would come to us. But generally, your registrations you'll do them yourself through Brenda or through your academic advisor. Parents, if you need some kind of enrollment verification for your child, for insurance purposes, car insurances sometimes need this, health insurance sometimes needs this, that also comes through our office. You can contact the registrar's office for that. So I mentioned Brenda Spear, our Director of Academic Services. She couldn't be with us today. Can you put her slide up? I will talk about her job. I work closely with her a lot. Brenda is the one you will go to if you need ABA accommodations. Now this is only from the academic viewpoint of what you need in the classroom. Brenda will work with you on getting the right forms filled and making sure your instructors know. If you have difficulty with compliance to these ABA, again, that would be Brenda that you would talk to for that. We also have free tutoring in the academic center. If you need help with a class, you can come and see Brenda and get signed up for free tutoring. We also have a testing center. If you miss a test and your instructor agrees to proctor it there, you can go to the testing center for it. Or if you have an accommodation where you need a quiet place to take a test, that is what our testing center will do for you. If you're a student that was accepted provisionally, you will be seeing Brenda on a monthly basis at least. Weekly? Okay, weekly. To monitor your progress. So she will be following you. She will also be on your list of advisors on your worksheet. And if none of you are going to be on academic probation, but if you are on academic probation, again, that comes through Brenda. But none of you need to worry about that. In your folder, you will see an academic calendar. This is available on the ACU website under Academics Registrar, and onto the sidebar there'll be the listed academic calendars. This academic calendar is full of a lot of useful information like the first day of class, spring break, fall breaks, things like that. There's a few dates on here I want to bring to your attention though from the registrar's office viewpoint. One of them is August 28th. Is the last day to drop a class. What we mean by dropping a class, if you come in and fill out a drop form for a class, the class will be removed from your records. You will not be charged for the class. It will not be on your transcripts. It's as if you never took the class at all. And so you have until August 28th. September 7th is the last day to withdraw from a class. If you withdraw from a class, it is still in your records with a grade of W. So it'll still be on your transcripts, and when you graduate, it'll still be on your transcripts that you withdrew from that class with a grade of W. But the W is not calculated in your GPA, of course. If after September 7th, you're in that class, whatever grade you get, you get. And if it's whatever grade you end up with is what is calculated into your GPA. Another date I want to pull up on here is November 5th, and that is when we start open registration for spring classes. Now, I know the spring maybe seems so far away to everybody right now, but if you're one of those lucky students who has a lot of 7:30 classes on your schedule because all the other classes are full, you want to start registering as soon as it opens. That's how you don't get those 7:30 classes. Start registering as soon as registration opens for spring. Are there any questions on that? Okay. Another thing you will see in your folder, and I don't have an example to hold up, is a degree planner. When somebody found your degree planner and hold it up for everyone else to see, it'll be a piece of paper with a lot of bars all the way across it. Does anybody have one? I thought Friday beat you. They found it a lot quicker. There we go. Can you hold that up? Okay, so she's holding up the academic, it's called a degree plan or an advising worksheet. And also in your folder is instructions on how to look at this on your My ACU portal. So you can look at this tailored to you on your My ACU portal by finding the instructions. It's hidden rather deep. So that's why I gave you written instructions. What your degree planner shows, and it is a living document if you do it online. It will update with all of your classes. It lists everything you need for your degree plan, and then it tracks your progress through it. So right now you'll have a lot of red X's. Of course, you have a black and white copy, so you may not. But online you'll see a lot of red X's because you're freshmen, you haven't taken anything yet. Once you take a class and it is satisfactorily met, there'll be a green check about the class. Classes you are registered for currently will have a brown circle inside of it. And it'll say what semester you're registered for that class. And if you're a transfer student that brought in transfer credits, those will be shown in blue text. It'll mark the requirement as met with the green check mark, and it'll have blue text. And it'll say what college you transferred the credit from. If you are a transfer student and you're bringing in credits from another university, we can only bring them in if we have official transcripts. A lot of you may have unofficial transcripts that you provide to us. We can use that to kind of estimate what you might not have to take, what might come in, but we cannot actually apply it to your degree until we get the officials. An official transcript is sent directly to us from the other institution. And colleges know how to send those to each other securely. If you have an official sent to your home, don't open the envelope. If you open the envelope and break the seal, that invalidates the transcript as being an official transcript. So if you do want to hand deliver it, make sure you do not open the envelope. So, any questions on degree plans? Okay. The next thing another thing in your packet is your course schedule for the fall. Anybody find the course schedule and hold it up for me? That looks like one. Can you hold that up for everyone to see what a course schedule looks like? There we go. So that's the classes you're currently registered for now. You can also view this on My ACU. When you first log on the sidebar, there's a list of your current classes. There'll be a little link up at the top right that says View Details. When you click on that, you'll get the full page report. On the online version, I'll point out that next to the course name is a little bitty square with a plus sign in it. Doesn't stick out very much. I wonder why you have a little box with a plus sign in it. If you click on that, it drops down, it'll include the textbooks needed for that class. So that is your course schedule. You can change your course schedule up until the start of the semester. You can do that yourself through your My ACU portal. Just be aware, a lot of the freshman classes are filling up, you don't have a lot of choices. So if you have a 7:30 class, and I'd really rather not have this thing, if it's LIA or Bible 100, that's the only one still open. So we can't really tell you much. Any questions on your course schedule?
Do we buy the books now? Or?
If you're pretty sure that this is the class you want to stay in, sure, go ahead, buy the books now. I purchase books through Amazon. Is Justine going to talk about this?
I'll talk about it.
Justine will talk about it.
Actually, you know, I'll just say it right now. So the smartest tip that I can give you is that Amazon Prime is free as soon as you become a student. That is worth becoming a college student for, is to get free Amazon Prime. And so you enter in your school's email address, or so your first name dot last name at arizonachristian.edu, and you can actually get a free student Prime account, which is awesome. You can actually rent textbooks from Amazon, and you can also purchase your textbooks from Amazon. Renting is pretty inexpensive typically, and I know that Tracy has some things with that, so you might want to talk with her if you have some questions regarding textbooks and should I rent them, should I purchase them, and she has kind of some tricks with that. But you can definitely do that. I would order your textbooks just as soon as you possibly can so that you don't forget. And oh my gosh, I don't have my book on the first day or something. Just go ahead and get it done. As soon as your class schedule is set and you're like, yep, I'm taking these classes, go ahead and just get your books. It would be smarter to be able to get them ahead of time.
The one tip I wanted to add to that, renting is an excellent option. You can even send you the label to send it back with. But be careful, make sure the book is only going to be used for one semester. If you have a book used over multiple semesters, it may be cheaper to buy it than to rent it 4 times. So that's the only tip I have. And I know we have a music student in here. I found that out through 2 of the music books. Your music theory and your sightseeing dictation books will be used for 4 semesters. So we just bought them outright because it was cheaper to buy them than it was to rent them 4 times. But there are some other websites for ordering online. We're not a plug for Amazon, but personally, that's what I've used and love it. Very easy return. Any other questions? Okay, after this session is over, we're going to break for business and you're going to go, who needs to see me afterwards? If you don't have a course schedule in your folder, please come see me. If your major listed at the top of the degree plan isn't what you want, whether you originally selected that or not is irrelevant. If what's up there is what you don't want what's up there, come see me. We'll change your major. Okay? Athletes, if your course registration conflicts with your practice schedule, you can come see me. We'll see if we can work that out. And I have 4 people that were registered for today that I have questions about your major. If you would come see me. And if I mispronounce your name, my apologies. I'm not good at this. Kira Irby Brooke. It's spelled polite. I don't know how you pronounce it. Evan Biedenkeller. Yes. Or Javon Macbeth. I just have questions as to whether we have your degree, your major correctly in our system. So if you'll come see me so we can verify that we have the correct. Any other questions for the registrar? All right.
Thank you, Tracy. All right, thank you so much, Tracy. We're going to invite Donlin Page up to discuss housing and resident life. Donlan is our director of residence life. He oversees all of our housing and dining applications and assignments. So he's going to go and talk a little bit and give an overview of that. And if you have any questions, he can answer. So Donlan, take it away.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, as I said, director of residence life, and kind of just real quick go through our staff. Oh, you did put it up. So we're a huge team of 2 right now, and so it's myself, and then actually I'm a team of 1 right now because we have a new residence director who will be moving on to campus actually next week, but she'll be starting on July 1. So that's Becca McDonald. That's how you can get a hold of us. That's the best way to reach me, honestly, is through email. We have our email here is on the page, Arizona Christian or Res Life, which some of you might have seen that or get our email through Res Life. So I get both of those. So you can always, that's the best way, probably the quickest response time through email if you have questions. Also not on here on part of the staff, we do have 8 RAs, which are student leaders who live on each hall. We have 4 females and 4 males. So that's important too. They're also part of our staff. Obviously they're not here over the summer, but once we start in the fall, you will meet them as you move in and hopefully get to know them well. So that's our Res Life staff. As far as housing at ACU, hopefully you guys know this already or at least have been communicated this. So our policy on campus is anyone under the age of 21 by the first day of class in the fall is required to live on campus. So what that means is if you're under the age of 21 and you're not turning 21 before the first day of class, then you will be charged housing and that will be on your bill. So if you are sitting here thinking, oh, I haven't done anything housing, the housing charge will be on your bill right now. So with that, you know, there's a few options. Obviously, apply for housing if you're planning on living on campus. So be thinking about that, and we'll go through how to do that. And then, or if you're planning on living at home so the approved exceptions of that policy is living with a parent full-time, or a legal guardian, or a grandparent, or a sibling over the age of 25. So those are our approved exceptions. So if you fall under that category, then you still need to go through our housing system and you fill out a petition, and then there's a process through that. So if you're living at home but you see housing that on your bill, that means you probably haven't come through our system yet. So just to clarify, if you're under 21, you need to come through our office, whether that's even if you're living at home. So it's a really important thing to know. A lot of people don't realize that, or sometimes they get late in the game. So try to get as quickly, get your stuff as regards to housing done as quickly as possible, so that if you are living at home, that can be removed from your bill, or you can get assigned into a room if you're living on campus. So that's kind of our policy. And then we already talked about Res Life staff. One thing, you know, it's really important. I mean, I'm here because I love the idea of living together as a community. So I lived on campus for 3 years. My family and I, we just moved off. But I really can't stress enough how important it is to me and to the school. The reason we have that policy is for students, because we want them to be part of the community. And so studies show just around the U.S. and on campus, students normally they do better in classroom. Their GPA is higher, retention rate, they stay all 4 years. And so to us, it's really important that you guys are on campus, and that's why we have that policy. We want you here. We want you to be a part of the community. And so part of that is just getting involved, getting to know the staff, myself and our resident director, but also the RAs. They're there because they want to help you guys. They want to help create an environment that's fun for you, and also where you can get involved. So they're required to plan events on your hall. We do all res hall events. So I would just recommend, you know, getting involved, being part of it. That for you, it makes it a lot more enjoyable when you're connected, when you know people in your hall, when you're part of the community. So as you come, if you are living on campus, to be looking out for those events. ask your RA for help if you're lost, or if you're having the first semester coming in. It can be very difficult, especially if you don't know your roommates, or if you're not getting along with your roommates. Like, come talk to us. A lot of times we see in the semester students want to leave because they said, oh, well, I had a bad roommate. Well, we never knew about it. So, we want to help you guys do that. So, so come talk to us, stay connected. That's really important to us as a staff, and just for you, for your health as a student. Because it can get, living with other people you don't know, it can get stressful, but that's why we're there. We're learning and working together through that. So, also, if you don't live on campus, that's fine. You can still come be a part of our community. If you want to find out when the events are, you can come hang out. You're welcome. You're welcome to come hang out in the lobbies during the day. If you need a place just to sit and watch TV for a little bit, or anything like that. So, I don't want you to feel like you're not welcome if you are a commuter. With that, also, you can spend the night if you have a friend you want to stay with on campus, but we do have some limitations on that. So, our policy is, if you are not a resident in the campus, then there is a 3-night limit. So if you come stay, you can't stay more than 3 consecutive nights. And then also, there's no more than 12 in a semester. And when you do stay, there is a form to fill out, a guest form, because we need to know you're there for safety stuff, and also just accountability, because it's important to us. The reason we have those limits is we don't want you just coming in and moving in your stuff if you're a commuter, and then it's not fair to the ones that are paying to live there. That's their space. They have roommates and stuff like that, so it gets a little overcrowded, and then also just really just not fair. So that's why we have those limits. So we do need to know if you're staying here, but otherwise you're welcome to come stay under those guidelines. Go to the next slide. We have different tier options, so pricing. So if you're not familiar with the kind of layout of the residence hall, first floor, what's that?
2 minutes.
Oh, sorry. It's 2, but okay, I'll try to speed through this. So the tier options here. So tier 1 is the first floor. That's a 3-person room. That is the highest. You can see the highest priced option on there. And then we have tier 2, which is the second floor. Those are the 6-person suites. And so within the suites, there's 3 rooms within the suites, and we'll do a tour later and show that off. But and within each room in that tier 2 is 2 beds in each room. And then the tier 3 is 3rd floor, and that's 7 or 8 persons. So some rooms might have an extra bed, like a bunk bed in there, and that's the lowest price option. So when you fill out your application, you would mark that, indicate which tier you want. However, it is first come, first serve on that. So if you filled out a tier in the application, and then we get to matching day, or we're assigning you a room, and if those tiers are full, then you would have to be put into a different tier, and then it'd be on a wait list. And if the spot opens up in that tier, then you could be part of moving into that if it falls under the wait list. So we do go based on time of application. So if you don't have your application in yet, or pay housing fee is also, I can't place you in a room until the housing fee. It's that housing application fee. It's a one-time fee of $250. Once that's paid and you have applied, then I can place you into a room. So if you have any questions, do that. I'll be here all day. We'll be doing tours and all that, and I'll have your situation, or you can come talk to me through that. And I think, do I have one more slide? Real quick, dining. So all students are required to have a meal plan. So if you're living on, not all students, all residential students. So if you live on campus, you're required. They're set at 10, 15, and 19. So there's 19 meals that go throughout the week that the dining hall serves. And so you can select which one you want from there. They do not roll over. So if you're on a 19-meal plan and you miss a meal, you don't get that meal back. You do lose that meal. So it's important to and you can fill it on your application, you indicate which meal plan you want as well. So it's important to kind of think through that, of how many meals you'll use per week. You can change it within the first 2 weeks of school. You can just email me if you want to change your meal plan, and then I can go in the system and do that. So that was a quick overview of housing. Again, we hope to see you in the housing. We hope that you have a good experience. Please come talk to me today if you have any questions. And I'll be around. We're also doing a tour right after at 10:15. We'll do a res hall tour if you're interested. And then if you miss that, if you're getting other stuff done, you can do one at noon as well. So I'll be down there. We'll meet in the first floor lobby. So that's all I got. A question? Yeah.
What's the first day of moving?
So we have actually different move-in days.
Football, I guess.
So yeah, we have a football move-in, and so that will be I think July 27th. And then we have fall athlete move-in. We have new student. So we have a lot. So if you want to come ask me, like, we can see where your student falls under, and I can let you know on that. So, any other quick questions? All right. Well, I look forward to talking to you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to invite our Assistant Dean of Students, Justine Bunger, up to talk about student development and some of the programs, activities that we sponsor outside of the classroom within our Department of Student Development. So, Justine, go ahead.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. So what makes the people happy? Free stuff, right? That's the best way to actually open up that part of the presentation. So I actually have a question, and the very first person to raise your hand gets a prize. What year was Arizona Christian University founded? Yes, sir. 1960. 1960. That was the fastest I've ever had anybody answer that question. Wow, that was incredibly impressive. All right, this question is for an incoming student, and this question is, what is the name of our mascot? Yes, sir?
Firebirds?
Close with no cigar. Yes, ma'am.
Firestorm?
Nope. I know, it's confusing because Firestorm is technically our mascot, but what is his name? Does somebody have your hand up over there? His name. You know it? The guy who dances on the side? Phoenix? Nope, nope. The guy who dances on the side of our like football games and stuff. This is very important information. All right, okay. It looks like I'm going to go home with the prize. And that is, his name is Stormin Norman. Stormin.
Oh, I like it.
His name is Stormin Norman. Please do not call him Stormy. He gets very offended by that. His name is not Stormy. His name is Stormin Norman. All right, cool. Now, I have one more question for you guys. I don't know, you made me nervous with that mascot thing. How many sports teams do we have at Arizona Christian University? I'll give it to you if you're even close. Yes, sir.
7.
Cold. Yes.
3.
Colder. Yes, ma'am. Cold, cold, cold. Yes. 9. 9. Colder. Yes. 5. Colder. 4. Cold, 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 guys. Cold. Over here. Cold. We're getting warmer. We're getting warmer. Yes.
Over here.
14. Yes. 15. No. 9. Yes.
17.
7. No. Yes. 13. Oh, you know what? You're actually kind of close. Yes.
12.
12. No. Yes.
14.
No. Higher. Yes. 32. No. 30. We're going to go with 30. We actually have 23 sports teams at Arizona Christian University. Technically, I know. You guys doing the math on me. Okay, and I'll get to you here in a second. We have 23, technically 22, 23. We have one club team, which technically still counts as 23, so we're going to give it to you. All right. There you go. Okay, you guys, and then I'll give you some good ones here at the end too. I actually get the opportunity to tell you about the fun stuff that happens on campus. So, like Jared said, I am the Assistant Dean of Students here, and basically what that means is I get to oversee anything that is pretty much fun on campus. So within the area of student development, development, basically anything that ends in life, plus a couple of things are actually underneath the student development department, including spiritual life, residence life, and student life, as well as our counseling services and career services. So we have a lot of things actually underneath our department, but basically anything that would cause you to be a part of the Firestorm community for the most part comes underneath our department. We take those very seriously, having fun. It's actually a really important part, obviously, of coming to college is the fun stuff. We do things like our annual Christmas tree lighting, which, again, we take very seriously. We actually had an ice skating rink delivered on campus this year. Santa comes, it's a very big deal. So you're going to want to make sure and come to our annual Christmas tree lighting. It's really fun. We also have the Mr. ACU competitions. The guys look alive, you could get nominated. We also have homecoming events, so we have an entire week devoted to homecoming. We have Good Citizen Week. We have all sorts of really fun things that we do here on our campus, and most of which are free. And so we want you to be able to get involved just as much as you can. Come with us. We're going to a Diamondbacks game in the fall. We're going to try to do goat yoga in the spring. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a good time. What is that? Google it afterwards. I got some really confused looks by parents, and all the students were like, yeah, I know what that is. So you guys, we have a ton of really fun things to get involved with. We also have spiritual life on campus, which is fun, as well as we take our faith very seriously, as you saw from the beginning part of the video, and just by being around here. All of our staff and faculty are committed believers in Jesus Christ, and we have to be in order to actually work here. Anybody, even down to people who do landscaping here on our campus. So we take that very seriously. One of the ways that we do that is actually every semester, every one of our students is required to complete 36 spiritual formation hours. What that means is we take chapel hours and service and actually put them together, and that creates spiritual formation hours. You must go complete 36 spiritual formation hours every semester in order to be a student here.
How many?
36!
36.
36. You guys will be quizzed on this in the fall, so you're going to want to make sure and know that number. So you have 36 spiritual formation hours, 22 of which come from chapel. Chapel is every Tuesday and Thursday here on our campus. There are no classes during that time, or any meetings scheduled or practices or anything like that, and that is solely devoted to our chapel services. Again, those are every Tuesday and Thursday at 10:30. You have to go to 22 per semester. There are 30 available chapels to you every semester. What that means is that you can miss 8 chapels, which is actually quite a bit if you add it up. That's actually an entire month worth of chapels, basically. And that is to account for traveling with your team if you are in athletics or music and you're traveling and can't be at chapel that day, if you're sick, if you're home visiting friends or anything like that. That accounts for your 8 misses. And so just keep that in mind. You can actually track your progress electronically on your MyACU account. And I can show you how to do that, but we're going to do that at orientation when you actually come in the fall. And I'll show you exactly where to find that. So what you're going to just keep that in mind in the back of your head that you need to go to 22 chapel hours and you do 14 hours of service. We have a ton of service projects. There's also, you can go to small groups on campus. You can get mentored by somebody back home. You can go to your church's Bible study. You can do all sorts of things for those 14 service hours that add up with your 22 chapels to equal 36 hours. So again, we take that very seriously. We also have other services within our department as well, if you want to go to the next slide, that is actually study abroad. We also have career services, and we also have counseling services. So on campus, we actually have a counseling center, and we give free counseling sessions to any one of our students or staff or faculty. So please keep that in mind, and parents also keep that in mind, that if you hear that your student is struggling or even has some homesickness, which is very normal, even according to the research, and please make sure and take an opportunity to be able to go and check out our counseling services. They're phenomenal, and they're offered almost 7 days a week, pretty much, on our campus. So make sure and keep that in mind. Can I answer any kind of questions at all about fun things on campus, spiritual life, counseling, study abroad, anything like that? Yes, ma'am.
Parents invited to the fun stuff.
I'm looking at her. Yeah, no. Parents can actually come to chapel really anytime that you want to as well. Of course, with your student's permission. We also, our chapel services are available. They're on Facebook Live, every single chapel service. So you can actually watch what your students are watching too. If you want to, you can have to tell your student you were basically there. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask, are the study abroads part of the mission trips too?
They are not. So study abroad is academic, and our missions trips are separate. So those are totally different. Also, if you guys are going on a missions trip this summer with your church or anything, the hours that you spend this summer actually on a missions trip can count towards your service hours in the fall. So make sure and keep that in mind. So the service that you do this summer can actually count for your service hours that you do this fall. Any other questions? Those are good questions. All right, and we will be around afterwards. Dr. Black is happy to answer any kind of questions about all the fun stuff and everything on campus as well. And I have one last question for you. I have another prize in order to give out that's not going to be a math or numbers question. So as you were walking, probably from the parking lot up here to the Student Activity Center, you probably saw a building over on your right-hand side that is our science building, right? Did you see that? Like as you were walking, it's right next door to the Phoenix shop. Originally, when we were founded in 1960 to 1965, and that building was built, what was it originally built for? Yes, ma'am.
The admissions? Or
No, not admissions, but excellent guess. Anybody else? Yes.
I was gonna say Robinson.
Yep. Nope.
Chapel. Sorry.
That also a good guess, but nope. Yes, sir.
Dorms.
Dorm. That's So yes, that actually used to be our original residence hall, and then it was actually converted to our science building, and everything on the inside is basically almost brand new. They're really, really nice classrooms. You guys, thank you so much. And right now, I am going to introduce financial aid. So this is Kelsey, and she's going to kind of walk you through scholarships, grants, loans, and everything you need to know about financial aid. Thanks, Kelsey.
Good morning. Okay, let's try it again. Good morning. Good morning. Yay, good.
You're so much louder than other people.
I'm so excited. So I'm Kelsey Jerpy. I'm your director of financial aid. So I am your person to come to with any type of clearance to make sure you've got the starts to making sure that your accounts are taken care of for the upcoming year. So any questions that you have on FAFSA, your master promissory note, entrance counseling, what those are, what they do, and how all of that stuff works, I am your go-to person. So I'm currently a department of one right now, so I am trying to get through. If you guys have emailed me in the last few days or this week, I'm going as fast as I can. I will be having some help coming up here in the next couple of weeks, so there will be two of us to do all of this. I'm super excited. So any type of questions, emails are sometimes easier for me to get to because I can do those if I'm in meetings, but I'm trying to get back to everything within 24 to 48 hours for you guys. So basically, here are your steps of what you need to do for financial aid. The first thing, everybody needs to complete a FAFSA. That's going to be able to tell us what you're qualified for, whether it's grants, loans, what type of loans, and things along those lines. So that's your first step. Once you've completed that, then you will need to complete a master promissory note and entrance counseling. Now that is only if you know that you're going to take out any type of student loans. If you know that you're not going to, then those documents are not required, and just let me know and we can get those fixed on the account for you. With the entrance counseling, I know that a lot of parents and students sometimes ask, well, what numbers do I put in there? Is that going to affect anything negatively? It's not. The entrance counseling is just that, is to kind of be there as a tool to counsel you on what it could potentially look like to start paying your loans back when you're done with school. So any number is not going to affect what you qualify for, what you get, or things along those lines. Alrighty, so different types of aid. We've got your Pell Grant, your Teach Grant, you've got subsidized, unsubsidized, and Parent Plus loans. Now, again, if it's a loan, you have to acknowledge that you want to take that out. If it's a grant, if it's a Pell Grant, if you qualify for it, we're going to approve it on your account because I don't know anybody in this room that would want to turn down a grant. So you don't have to pay it back, just keep it on the account for you. Loans are some specific forms, so anything that I am missing currently on your account should be in your folder. So if you have questions on it, I am here. I will be able to go through all of that for you and kind of make sure that everything is finalized so that when you come back to school in August, all you got to do is basically start attending class and we'll take care of everything else for you. All right, next, let's see. So there are different opportunities as well if you wanted to go on a private route based on credit and things along those lines. If you have questions, I can deal with those more specifically on those for you. But I want you guys to pay attention to these websites here. These are all outside scholarships. Literally, all they do is scholarships for you guys. Write them down, take a picture, all of those nice things. Create a separate free email address for that because they're going to send you a lot of notifications if you start doing that. It'll tell you when any scholarship comes up, what you kind of need to do with things along those lines. So if you send it to your personal email, you're going to get bombarded, so I suggest maybe setting up something different. A lot of them do, you're going to just have to write essays, fill out an application. I'm telling you, there is so much free money out there that people want to give away, whether it's writing an essay about how to prevent drunk driving, whether it's writing an essay about how much you like ketchup. Heinz has a scholarship for that. There's a lot of stuff that is out there, so take your time, look at it, maybe put together an example essay that you can kind of change, and do not stop yourself from applying for something if you don't think you qualify. I have seen men get female-only scholarships. I have seen people, like, I saw a guy that got a welder scholarship. He's like, I have never touched a tool in my life. He was the only person that applied for it. And so there's a lot of stuff that's out there. Take advantage of it. You know, it's going to be your best way to get anything that's in there. $500 helps. You know, anything that comes in will apply it directly to your account, and that's less that you have on your bill that you have to take. Questions for me? Yes. Yes, so in a lot of those things, if you have any type of VA, a lot of the stuff that you need to get beforehand is directly with the VA, but then I can walk you through the process of how that works and what we do on our end. Any other questions? Alrighty, I will be in the residence hall on the first floor in the women's lounge area. We are going to have a sign-up sheet so that we can make sure that we kind of get through everybody. So if you want to sign up and then go and take care of all of your other stuff and everything like that, we'll be there for you, and we're probably going to try to get through everyone today for you, okay? Alright, so I believe the next up is Vicki from our business office, my counterpart. We work very closely together. We're your financial team to help with everything, so you're welcome.
Hi. Everybody doing okay? Been sitting a lot already. Okay. Anybody from out of town or out of the state? Okay. The dry heat that you've heard about is real. It's not normal. Please bear with me because I'm melting. All right. So I have the great honor of serving you as your business office manager or student accounts manager. And I'm located in my office located in the Welcome Center up front here, as is Kelsey's. And we will both be together in the same room at the residence hall, as Kelsey mentioned. Email, I just want to mention right off the bat, is the best way to reach me, especially as we get closer to the start of the semester and the first couple months after the start of the semester. I come in early, I stay late to answer those. I do return all of my phone calls, but it can sometimes take me a couple of days to get all of those phone calls returned. So highly recommend if you need to contact me, do it through student accounts, so student singular accounts plural at arizonachristian.edu, and I have business cards over in the res hall, so you can pick up a business card for that as well. Also, thank you all for setting up your student email accounts because I will contact you through those student email accounts. And I do contact the students. You are my clients, you are my customers, and it is your responsibility to make sure that any information or responses that are required that you can't respond to get to your parents or the person responsible. So I feel like it's part of my ministry here to help you understand your account and help you understand the importance of paying your account on time and understanding how the whole thing works so that when you go out in the world and you go out to impact the world, you're very ready and very capable and able to handle all parts of your life. So just know that parents especially that I will be contacting the students. If you need some information, you're more than welcome to call me directly. Students, make sure if you want your parents to talk to me about your finances that you have added them all of the information that you can to your FERPA preferences. If you're not on the FERPA, I'm sorry I can't speak to you. So, very important stuff. All right, let's go to the first slide. So, I'm not going to read these last two, but this is kind of a basic overview of the things that you're going to find on your bills. And you should have, many of you will have a bill in your packet. You might have received one this week. If you didn't, it's because it wasn't complete enough for me to send or to print out to put in your packet. And you will be getting bills, probably 2 in July, in the mail. And they'll have letters with them and explanations and reminders and things like that. So we bill for semester, one semester at a time. So right now we're billing for fall. So you will see charges and credits relating only to fall semester on this bill. Now, as you get further into your life here and your time here at Arizona Christian, there's also something called the course and fee statement available on my ACU, on the web portal. It's called course and fee statement, and it's going to be everything that's happened to your account from day one through the very moment that you open that course and fee statement. It will actually run a refreshing and update. If you just made a payment online, you'll see that payment showing up then on the course and fee statement. So if you can just kind of keep that in mind, your bill that you're going to receive before fall semester, and then you'll start receiving spring semester bills in November, December. They're only for that semester. It won't have your full history, but the history is available to you 24/7 on my ACU. You'll notice, if you have a bill on there, please pay attention. Payment in full is due, or payment plan set up, and all of your financial aid documents by August 1st. If you're on the football team and you're going to go to camp, please keep in your mind the date July 25th. You need to be completely done with your financial aid, completely done with all of your finances before I will clear you to go to camp or to move into the residence hall. So I highly, highly urge you today, if you can at all, take care of every bit of your finances while you're here today, while we can help you and answer all of your questions, and just get it done and out of the way and know that you're just good to go. It's going to save you for the rest of the summer. So basically, we can go on to the next one. Thank you. I just want a basic overview of things that you can contact me for and things that I'll be more than happy to do for you. My main purpose is to maintain the system and make sure that you're being billed correctly, charged correctly. I also process the student stipends and refunds. So a lot of you will have a little bit of overage on your accounts after all your financial aid comes in, and especially with Parent Plus loans, things like that, outside scholarships. So about 2 to 3 weeks into the semester, we'll start processing all of that. Please don't constantly bombard me with when will I get it, when will I get it, when will I get it. I don't have a whole lot of control over that. I process them every week, and as the money comes in, I process that deposit's refunds. So the sooner you get all of your documents in, the sooner we can process your aid, the sooner you can get your refunds. And then one other thing that I need you to know is we do something called a freeze. It's not my favorite thing to do, but we do find it necessary. So if we get a couple of weeks into the semester and we find that people have not paid their bill yet, they haven't contacted us, they haven't set up a payment plan, they've got this money sitting out there that they're not addressing, we're going to put you first on a warning, and you will see on your portal, on my ACU, a green banner that will say, warning, you are at risk of being placed on freeze. Please don't ignore that. Address it right away. Because a few days or maybe a week or two later, you're going to be placed on freeze. If you're on freeze, you will not be allowed into class. You will get unexcused absences. You will not be allowed to make up any of that work. You will not be allowed to participate in your sport, and you won't be able to navigate through the portal. You'll only be able to make payments on the portal. So if you get a notice from me on my ACU, or if you get an email from me, please, please, please address it right away. I don't want to put you on freeze. It's painful for all of us. So please keep that in mind. It's very serious. We do it. It's not just a thing that we do to try to get you to. We will put you on freeze, and we don't like to. That's pretty much all I have. I can also, if you're working with vocational rehab, anybody who happens to be getting tuition reimbursements, which I need to put in a shameless plug here for our evening and online. Those I usually do mostly for our evening and online students. Parents, if you're excited about being on campus and you're thinking, wow, this is really cool, and maybe I want to audit a course, or maybe join our evening or online programs, finish your degree, get another degree, please look into it. It's really awesome. I mean, myself in the midst of completing my degree. So, but back to the tuition reimbursements and the voc rehab. Anything that you might need an invoice for, I'm your gal. That was
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Brandy Dern. I'm the head coach of acrobatics and tumbling here at ACU, so I see some of my girls over there. How many of you guys are athletes in this room? Good portion of you. Okay, so pay extra close attention to these slides. Not that you shouldn't have been taking notes on everything else, because that's important too. But yeah, I'm going to give you the speech now, Devil, she couldn't be here today. But one thing that I want to address first is the 4 C's that we go by here at ACU. There's kind of what we live by. So the first C is Christ. Christ is a big part of our campus and university because we're obviously a Christian university. So you're going to learn how to compete as a Christian athlete, walk by faith, and that's a big part of our university. So keep that in mind. The second C is compete. So you athletes are coming here to take your skills and take your athletic career to the next level. So just be prepared to work hard as an athlete and push yourself to the next level every day. Push yourself hard in practice because you're coming here as a student athlete, and that's what the third C is about. It's classroom. So student athlete, you have to take both parts very seriously. That goes also into NAIA eligibility. You guys have to pass your classes, you have to get good grades, you have to take your studies seriously because if you don't, you could not be eligible to even compete. So you're coming here as a student athlete, so take your studies seriously so that you can compete as an athlete as well. So we have so many resources here at ACU, so there's really no reason why you shouldn't pass your classes. Just use the resources that you have, use your teachers, use the tutors, Brenda, who helps make your schedules. So take that part seriously too. And the fourth C is campus culture. We have a great culture here on campus, and we really want everybody to get involved in campus, be a part of it, take pride in ACU and the friendships that you're going to make here. We are a little bit smaller university. As you guys know, less than 1,000 students, so everybody should really be, making an effort to make this their home, make this their family. So take the campus culture seriously as well. So we're really happy to have all of you guys here and to have athletes and non-athletes here on campus participating in our campus culture and community. So I kind of addressed the Play NAIA eligibility. You guys need to get this done now. It should already be done. If it's not, you could be at risk if you're competing in the fall to not be able to compete. So if you don't have your Play NAIA eligibility complete, just know that there's a chance that you may not be able to compete. So get that done as soon as you possibly can. Hopefully everybody has most of it done. If for some reason you don't know about it, you can reach out to your coach and they can send you a link for the Play NAIA. So get that stuff done as soon as possible, even if you're a spring sport. So hopefully my girls have that done. For the complete ACU athlete bio online. So pretty soon when you report to campus, you're going to be getting your headshot roster picture that goes up online. So the way that we're going to know who you are and what you've done in your career before you came to ACU is by going onto our website and filling out that athlete bio form so that when everybody goes on to see you, to see your headshot, to read about you, it has all of your accomplishments that you got in high school. So go ahead and fill that out as soon as possible as well. Consider a Westfall membership. So Westfall is where we get a lot of donations of what helps our athletic department run and our university. So something that's really cool about being a member is you get a little card, and it's about $50 or $100 depending on what membership you get, but you get two free ticket entries to every single game: football, basketball, acrobatics and tumbling, anything. So it really pays for itself really quickly because tickets to get into our games are usually about $10 or so. So if you're going to a game, you're going to be spending $20 there. And if you have the Westfall membership card, you don't have to pay for anything. Also, you get 25% off of any gear that you buy in the Phoenix shop too. So parents, I know you want to support your kids. I know you want to rep ACU. So it's a really good deal too because you can buy all this gear and get 25% off. So a Westfall membership really is good for you guys too, and it does help your teams and your kids' teams too. So consider that because it's really awesome. The physical forms. If you're a fall sport competing in the fall, football, try to get those forms done before you report to campus, because if you don't have a physical done, then you can't play, you can't compete, you can't practice, you can't do any of that. So fall sports, really important to get those physical forms done. You can find them on our athletics website, fill them out, take them to your doctor, so your doctor can fill out that portion, and then turn it into your coach so they can get it into our trainers, our training staff, so they know about any injuries that you might have, anything that we need to be aware of, and your coaches need to be aware of. If you're a spring sport, then we do have the opportunities to do physicals here on campus. So if you're a spring sport, you don't have to worry about getting your physical done prior to showing up, because we'll take care of that once you get here. So for the fall sports, it's really important. There's opportunity to be student worker in athletics. So if you want to work at a game, keeping score, at a football game, moving those chains, I don't really know what they're called, but, if you want to take tickets at the door, check off those Westfall membership people, let them in for free. You have the opportunity to do that, and you have the opportunity to get paid for that as well. Take our sports management class. It's really awesome. Our assistant athletic director, Pete Dreyer, he gives that class, and it's really awesome for you guys to learn how athletic departments are run, how coaches coach, different positions in an athletic department. It's just a really awesome opportunity for you to get familiar with that, especially if you want to do something involving sports or something along those lines after you graduate. So it's just a fun class, gives you a lot of knowledge, and we recommend that you take it. This is our website. Everything that I told you about that you need to do, you can find here. So go ahead and check out the website, fill out those bios, and the physical forms are on there. So yeah, just get that done as soon as you can. So does anybody have any questions for me in that regard? Nobody? Yes.
On the membership, is it on the ACU website?
Is it on the ACU website? Yes, it is. Sorry, I didn't know that.
You want to go to the Westfall Foundation, I think it's called. But the connection is right up there. If you click on the hyperlink, it'll take you right there.
So it will take you to another page and you can apply.
We can show you in the computer lab later too. When we move to the Res Hall, we can look for it there.
Anything else? Well, we're happy to have you all at ACU. We're happy to have you competing for us. We're happy to have you on campus. So thanks for letting me come out here and yell at y'all.
All right, thanks, Brandy. We're going to wrap up here. We've got Chief John Hovey, if Chief wants to come on up. Chief is our Chief of Campus Safety, and he's going to talk a little bit about things that you need to know this fall and how to be safe on campus. So, Chief, go right ahead.
Welcome. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, these numbers keep on growing, and that's awesome for our university. My name is John Hovey. I'm the Chief of Campus Safety here, and we started the program about 5.5 years ago. I retired from Glendale PD after 26 years of service. Glendale PD in Arizona. Anybody from California? Not here. So, you know, we brought a lot of information over and started our program. I also mentor with a lot of our political science majors. Anybody political science in here? Really? Interesting. Yeah, we had political science yesterday, so yeah, well, welcome to our campus safety presentation. We're going to talk real quick on student ID cards. Student ID cards you will pick up on the day you move in. How many of you are football? Okay. Not the day when you guys come in before you go up to camp, but when you come back that day, we will get you your ID cards then. Okay, so that ID card is very important. That ID card gets you into the library to check out books. If you've got a meal plan, it gets you your meal. It gets you into a very important piece of our education piece is chapel. So you got to have that. Okay, keep it with you because our campus is an open campus, but we're private. We don't allow the folks here. If I come up and I don't know you and I'm going to ask for your ID, I just want to make sure you're supposed to be here. So We use that ID for a lot of purposes. Parking on campus. How many of you are going to live in the dorm? Okay. So our parking lots are broken down from parking lot 1, which is if you parked up by the Welcome Center. 2 is just south of that Welcome Center where the 2-story building is. That's for faculty only. You don't want to park there. 3 is the one that's west of this gymnasium. 4 is the one south of the gymnasium, and 5 is just west of the residence hall. Everybody's kind of got a visual picture of that. Okay, so if you live in the residence hall, you'll be able to park in lot 4 and 5. And lot 3 over here is a overflow. That's also, if you're, how many commuters? Couple, okay. Commuters are going to be in lot 3, and mainly over on the east side, all the 7, 8, 9 parking lots, okay. Also along the Circle Drive, okay. If there's any issues or questions, just ask me. We'll work through it. Parking fees have gone away, but every vehicle has to be registered. Parking fees have actually, it's all become one inclusive fee, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So if people say, or coaches have told you, well, you don't drive, you can petition out, that's old information, new information. It's all inclusive right now, it's for everybody. That fee comes through all kinds of things. We do video training for transfers and freshman students. Those are required trainings that you'll get here very soon as you start, before you start classes, on the SAVE Act, Clery Act, how to report campus safety, violence, fire prevention, drug, alcohol prevention, all kinds of information we have there. So a lot, lighting, it's a combination. Going from there, our campus safety office, you'll find it as you go into the residence hall. As soon as you walk into that 3-story building, when you go into the lobby to the right, that front desk area is our front desk. We share that with the RAs. And then my office is right there. It says campus safety. My door is always open to you. Okay, when mom and dad drop you off in August, I become dad. If I wear a wig, I'll be your mom too. However you want to call it. And Chief, I'm having a bad day. I need to talk. My door is always open. If you see a bunch of papers and everything all over my desk, I stop. Because you're that important to me. Okay, when I left the city, I was blessed. The Lord blessed me very well. And I was just enjoying life. But when I came here, God said I need to come here. I can tell you the story one day. But when I get here, I love to mentor and I love to talk. Some of my background is as a school resource officer when I was a police officer on the streets. I've got a lot of experience. I've got 8 kids and 14 grandkids. Don't come up and give me an excuse. Okay? I've heard it. Okay? And I was young once too. All right? But you know, sometimes it's hey, I'm there to help you, give you direction. Sometimes I gotta have that come to Jesus talk. And I will give that to you. And if I smell like stinky socks and like trash that haven't been set up, I'll come and tell you. Get it cleaned up, or we're gonna go out and pick up weeds and trash around the campus. That's all good. We got to keep it clean. You know, mom and dad aren't here to pick up after you. Okay, so keep it clean. That's my house too. All right, but no, I'm here for you guys. Whatever we can do for you, we'll work together to make it happen. The residence hall key. So we have a key card system in the residence hall. When you come into the residence hall, you'll be given a key to your room. That key is not, it's a key card. It's like at a resort, you know, swipe through and get you in. At 8 o'clock Monday morning, you don't need that key until 5 p.m. that night. At Friday evening at 5 p.m., that front door goes locked and you have to have your card to get in. Oh, Chief, I forgot it. Campus safety number's there, okay? We'll get that in just a few minutes after the next slide. But you want to write this phone number down. It's also on the window, so if you forget, it's easy to get. But at 5 o'clock it goes into lock mode and it doesn't reopen again until Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Okay? That's for your safety. If you come in the middle of the night and you want one of us to walk with you from your car to the residence hall, give campus safety a call. My guards will come out and walk with you. If you're 10 o'clock at night coming from this building and you want to go to the res hall or out to your parking lot, call us. We will walk with you. You can also use our app, and we'll talk more about that here shortly. Okay? So, if you lock yourself out of the res hall, try to get a hold of your RA first, okay? Your RAs are on each floor. They will help you with a lot of things, okay? Opening your door is one. 602-366-5268 is our number. Make sure you get that. I would encourage you, between now and the start of school, to go to our website, arizonachristian.edu/campus safety. Okay, a lot of our information is right there, from parking to resources. Keep in mind, right now, we are rebuilding our entire web page. It is going to be awesome. Campus safety is also going to be on there. I'm also our Title IX coordinator, and all of our Clery information, all of our Title IX information is also in the process of being rebuilt. If you need further information like that, I can help you as well. Okay? So campus safety, we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year-round. We provide emergency response for emergency situations and non-emergency calls. We work closely with Phoenix PD, Phoenix Fire on response. We investigate suspicious activity. If we find the need, we call in Phoenix PD. We also handle criminal and non-criminal investigations. I do most of the investigations myself. We're getting ready to kick off a new program here at Arizona Christian University where you'll see off-duty police officers on campus as well as armed officers on campus as well. So that program is getting ready to kick off here in July, and that program will continue to build as we continue to grow. We monitor our closed-circuit security TVs through my office, and we also conduct safety drills. So when you guys get moved in the rest hall, that first week or two, you're probably going to have a fire drill, just kind of hint on that. And that'll get you just used to, in case some of you athletes don't know how to cook yet, and you burn your steaks and all that kind of stuff, we'll teach you how to get out of the rest hall safely. That has happened many times. We also talk about crime prevention methods. We also work to bring in different presentations. So right now we've got a group coming in, a martial arts group, and I'm going to be working with them to see if they'll actually come in and start doing some presentations on self-defense classes. If not, we'll work on stuff like that and provide that to you. But we have a lot of prevention that we try to provide that information to you. We also manage the parking. From the parking side, just talk about that just briefly one more time. There are parking violations. Make sure you go to the webpage where it says parking to see where you can and can't park and what the violations are. And notice that they're not $5 violations. They're actually like $72. Whoa, you know, but, hey, that's a lot of money. It goes on your business account. Mom and dad looks at it and goes, what are you doing? Okay? If you pay it within 30 days, it's half of that. But if you get a ticket from me, that's because Mom and Dad, listen to this. I've already talked to them. I've either put it out social media. I've already communicated multiple times with folks not to do that. I just don't go and write a ticket. I hate writing tickets. I am a communication, hands-on. I like to talk to you, PR kind of guy. If I write a ticket, it's because that's that come to Jesus talk that failed. And they need a little verbal reminder written on paper, and it hits them in the pocket. Okay? All right. Our mass notification system is called Punch Alert. Students, you'll learn more about that here in that first week of school. Parents, you can download the app and be added to the system as well. Our mass notification system, when you bring it up, it comes on your phone. It's like a blue outline with a white P with a red middle in it. It's called Punch Alert. You pull it up. You hit onto that, and it brings up our map. I do not know where you're at on campus unless you need help, or you have a question, or you have a need, and you come up and bring it up. Then I can see that our campus is geofenced. But you've all seen the blue lights on campuses, right? I always thought those were silly, right? I need help, but the blue light is 100 yards away, and I gotta go, right? And there's a bad guy right in front of me. Y'all have your phone with you 24/7. Now you have that red button right there, hits 911. It also hits us when you're on campus. If you're off campus, it goes to 911. One of the new built-in features is, Mom, Dad, and students, that you can also subscribe for 99 cents a month, and then when you are off campus and you hit the 911, it'll also notify Mom and Dad or someone special or our campus safety that you need help or you've activated 911, and it provides us information that you're in need. Okay, so that's a really cool thing. Also on here, you will also learn all of our campus safety emergency response plans are on here as well. So, an active shooter, a bomb scare, inclement weather, whatever it might be, it's on here. And I say something about an active shooter. Look, I'm not doing you justice unless I tell you about those things do happen in this world. You see it every day, or at least once a month, so unfortunately. We use Run, Hide, Fight. That video is on my webpage, our webpage. We also do training on that. So your student will also receive that training as well. We have a policy on how to respond, but we also utilize that training. We're also going to be doing some training with our local SWAT teams and our local Homeland Security groups. Okay. Questions? So we've covered just about everything on that. The important numbers that you're going to need to know. Anytime there's an emergency or an in-progress crime, just hit 911 or your punch alert, let us know. And then we will respond as well along with if it's a criminal or the need for fire or emergency medics need fire response. Non-emergency, that number's up there. If you need help with anything, reporting-wise, something happens, come talk to me. We can work through these things. I can point you directly. Our campus safety phone number's up there. Walk With You program, so Guard SR program up there. And then our crisis response network. That's that if you need to talk to someone right here now and you're having a bad day, call that number. Suicide thoughts, knowing somebody, we can talk to them, but we also want to get involved as well so we can provide the necessary response to that.